What going on, everybody? David Mitchell here, voice of Autism, episode 97. Yep, it's been one crazy week, but yeah. Also, me and my lovely fiance Valvaria, we're doing great. But yeah, and if you guys want to go to her YouTube channel, the link to her YouTube channel down in the description down below. But let's get started. I'll keep you guys updated. We got homework this week. What are we? The homework I have this week is video editing homework, which I'm going to be doing later on. But yeah, it's crazy. And I'm going to have to find some more and better video editing apps. So yeah, that's crazy, but it's something I'm going to be working toward. The crazy thing, but but finally got homework and also saying that I'll be working on later on in my application, like what's up with the resume for Costco. I got to do that anyway. Meaning I'll be getting ready to do a job really soon. But yeah. Let's see what we have here. But yeah, it's something I'm thinking about in a way. But I am looking up the articles that I need to look up today. But yeah, it's crazy on what's been going on. And I mean crazy. Like cray. But yeah, it's a crazy thing. But yeah, I'm near there. I gotta find. I have the articles that I'm going to be talking about. There they are. Here, one of them. But it's a crazy thing. It really is. On what's been going on. Dang it.
I must admit that one of the non-orthodox traits that captivates and attracts me out of advocacy/activist circles is the opportunity to make and meet new friends. Believe it or not, when I post on social media, but also when people get the opportunity to meet me in real life, I know many get this impression I'm a comfortable and laid-back extrovert person, spending some rich and easy times socializing and joking. The truth is, most of the time, it is enough to realize if you live out and stick to my size 24 hours/days that I am a huge loner. I know all this facade impression I can display may be a result of years of masking. However, I feel this is also due to my personality traits. How my great near hyperverbal oral speech abilities and wide array of linguistic field compiled with my will to go with people I feel comfortable with can contribute to reinforce this facade impression when it gets conflated with the masking pattern. Despite that, most of my time I do things alone. I interact with imaginary people when I walk and think at the same time. I mark a stop at the bar. If the bartender is friendly, I gladly share with them. However, when I do it with people from the same array of neurofunctioning as me, I feel at home. For my very case, it doesn't have to strictly be about autism and disability. I can feel the same ease and will to interact in advocacy spaces in order to make friends in spaces like LGBT plus spaces rainbow flag, even though I'm not queer myself. The fact that advocacy on many level became a huge passion to me kind of explained this attraction. I have to not only advocate in these spaces, but also go there for the sake of meeting and sympathizing with people. I feel really grateful to know these spaces and people, because yes, indeed, since then it got that way. I managed to make a lot of trustful friends who make me remember every day that I matter and that I deserve and can be genuinely appreciated, and vice versa. Thank all for being not only my comrades, but also my friends.
This is from a fellow autistic activist who is a friend of mine on Facebook. And for those people who don't know, I am bisexual. Mhm. I am attracted both to girls and guys, but yeah, everybody is different on the spectrum. But yeah, it's crazy, but there a big stereotype out there on people who are autistic, and it's something I don't think is funny. Like there are myth stereotypes that they spread around about it that I don't think is funny. Like literally, it might be crazy, but it's shit that actually happened to people on the autism spectrum a lot, and it's something I actually really do mean. My mom love, but it's crazy. And yes, there is another hurricane on go, but it not coming our way. Didn't want it going out to sea, so we won't have what we had happen last time happen again at all. So yeah, but that was crazy. Mm. It is cloudy outside, but but I what I said earlier about me having stuff that I exactly a homework but not to the New Network. We have a video that they sent me that they want me to edit and work on. But I am planning to do that later on this week. It's something I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it. Plus, I need to find the right type of video editing software or apps that have where you can layer, where you can set the sound and all of that. But yeah, now we get to the next one.
Temple Grandin isn't synonymous with grandeur anymore. Greta Thunberg's fame obviously surpassed Grandin's one in less than a year. Greta, in less than a year, managed to become the most famous autistic in the world, totally dethroning Temple Grandin notoriety in this field. And she didn't manage that by becoming a techie joining the Silicon Valley's team, or by getting her butt out of the house and getting a job as Grandin the meritocrat would suggest. No, she did it by getting her butt out of school benches and advocating worldwide for the environment. Pretty ironic, isn't it? Smiling face with sunglasses, smiling face with sunglasses, smiling face with sunglasses, smiling face. Image. Photo montage of a picture of Temple dressed in a black shirt with her hand over her head, and at the right, a frontal pic of Greta in a blue sweatshirt, with between the two pics a sign indicating that Greta is now above Temple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Temple Grandin have been officially dethroned at most famous autistic, so she is not the most famous autistic anymore. Literally. It's crazy, but it actually a good thing because you gotta know I used to look up to Temple Grandin, but all the stuff that she is acting like and talking about now go against the autistic community. Like she actually backs out their own community. It's a damn shame. It really is. But yeah, it's something that I can't believe. I really can't believe that. Like it's a damn shame that it happened, and it's really blew my mind that that actually happened in a way. But yeah, and you're crazy. I used to look up to Temple Grandin when I was younger. When I'm in high school, I used to look up to her. Now that I started seeing crap that I never thought about, that I realized that she is doing that is wrong and not right, it just fucked up. I really mean it. It fucked up. Like, really? How can you just backstab your own community and start supporting that is abusive, sorta, and that is disgusting and horrible towards your own community? Like, really? I don't know why, but it is wrong on so many levels. Like, I better need to look up to her. Like, literally looked up to her. But now that I see it, the truth for what it is, it's a damn shame. Like, really, a damn shame.
Credits goes to Robert Violet. Image and fugly looking anthropomorphic blue puzzle piece, clogging its ears ear here, no evil monkey and sticking out its tongue face with stuck out tongue, and tightly closed eyes closed. See no evil monkey with the caption saying, $1 in black letters. And right below the red letters spelling Abba with a pointy devil's tail sticking out of the letters. Smiling face with horns, smiling face with horns, smiling face with horns.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly that. What a behavior be actually in autism speak is. They're pure evil. Well, let me see the first part of the post. But yeah, you gotta know I have it out to take autism speaks down for all the crime that they did against the autism community. You gotta know I do.
I am cringing. She is not only doubtlessly posting without her son's permission, but is using it to advertise. She paid to have this post sponsored.
Oh, yep. Did ooh, here comes my rage. Oh, you guys about to hear me rant against a narcissistic, horrible type of parent. If you guys want to hear it, like literally.
The perfect storm. Judging by the pic, you can tell this isn't going to be a happy post. Chevy doesn't shine in this story. But I promised myself if I was going to do a page like this, it had to be real. And I trust this group of people here. Part of being a parent who is hiding so much of the ugly because we don't want our children to be judged solely by their bad days. But I know that you all know Chevy by now. So I feel safe to talk about the other side of things too. So, today is the first day since I broke my rib that I felt good enough to make a nice meal. That's part of it that you see on the floor there. Chevy walked by and knocked the plate out of my hand just as I was walking with it to the table. It was shocking and it scared me. You know that PTSD I talked about. Well, stuff like that is what causes it. You just never know when impulse will take over, and all of a sudden the dinner that you were seconds away from enjoying is now being lapped up by the dogs. You know what my first thought was? My very first thought. Woo, thank goodness that bowl didn't break. I love that bowl. That's how conditioned I am to expect the unexpected. So, back to the storm. Chevy hasn't changed. His comware in 4 days. 2 days past where he should. It is really hot here today. His oct is at a level 9, on a scale of 1 to 10. He hasn't eaten anything because of his oct. My efforts to calm him have only made him more mad. My suggestions to put on a new comware have only made him more mad. My urging him to eat dinner has only made him more mad. So, I leave him alone. I'm not happy with him, and he senses it because he is in tune to my every single emotion. Here's the thing. When they lose it on us. So when I ignored him, and had the misfortune of passing him with my plate in my hand, his reaction at this point of being already so ramped up was to knock it out of my hand. It's almost abusive. Except it's not. It's autism. It's Asperger's. It's loss of control. It's regression.
Okay, these type parents I hate because one, she said she loves him far more than her own effing son. Fucking son. For fuck's sakes. It's disgusting. And one, you're probably doing horrible stuff to your kid. Get it reason why he acting that way.
It's regression. It's messed up, and I hate it. I hate that it happens to him. I hate that it happens to me. And I hate that it happens to Brooke, who quietly retreats to her room seconds after saying she couldn't wait to eat out on the deck tonight. I hate that she has to deal with this too. Do you know what he did right after? He walked to his room, grabbed the comware, and went straight to the shower. He knew he needed the compression more than ever, and glad he did that. And when he came out, it was like nothing happened. For him, he came up to me and said, "Do you need help with anything, Mom?" What is the use of letting him know I'm dying inside at the moment? That I'm still shaking from the shock of the outburst that rarely happens anymore solely because of Comware. I don't really care that I work for Comware, or what people think about that. It is the only thing that has helped him progress so far, so fast. I'm still so physiologically affected. But I say no, that's off Chevy. Thanks for asking. Hey Mom, Sohan is coming over for a bit. Later, I know he will say sorry, and we will talk about it, and how he can avoid getting to that point next time. How he needs to stay on top of the comware no more than 2 days without changing it. He will agree and say sorry again, and we will go on. Now it's about damage control. It's about making it up to Brooke. It's about talking her through it for the millionth time. It's about letting her be pissed off and angry that this still happens sometimes. And in a way, it's even harder now because it happens so very rarely now, but it still happens. And it still hurts. In those moments, they don't think. And that's why we always have to be thinking. It's pretty exhausting, isn't it? But don't lose hope. Listen to me when I say that before Comware, this was an everyday event, often more than once a day. And they used to be much more violent, destructive, and
Yes.
lasted.
Oh. Sit my buddy in.
And they used to be much more violent, destructive, and lasted much longer. Comware has changed that to where it is rare, but when it does happen, I'm not up. Autism #Asperger's #meltdowns.
Freaking narcissistic parents who literally, and I mean literally, just make me sick to my stomach. But I gotta look it up real quick. Like I have to look it up. Really? Whoa. Wow. Loading a core. Bloody hell I'm quoting. Really? It's actually quoting. Wow. Really? That kind of messed up. Using your own thing to sponsor quotes. Oh, and I might be getting a haircut in a couple weeks. Maybe probably later on this week or so. But yeah. But it's crazy. I really can't believe that. That's something that I would not do to my own if I ever have a kid who's also autistic. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, literally, like, what the hell? Freaking using sponsorship. It's something that I will never get that they do to us. It is sickening. Like, really. Like, literally, like, what the actual motherfucking hell is going on? Like, I just can't believe that stuff like that. It almost like they get away with almost like on a daily basis, in a way. Like, literally, you have to just think about that. But, yeah, it is so screwed up, in a way. But it's something that I won't get, like, that they do. It is sickening. Just think about it. Like, literally sickening. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't never get it why they do that and make on the spectrum look like we're bad guys.
I have some unfortunate news. Originally, this coming Saturday, I wanted to do a video about autism and making friends. However, due to circumstances beyond my control, I'm afraid it will have to be delayed. I will let you know when I can get back to making that video, and I deeply apologize for the delay. In the meantime, if there are any autism topics you would like for me to cover next, I can do my best to cover those. Again, I deeply apologize and I hope you understand.
And that was from a fairly autistic YouTuber. Watching Mimi? Hey, Mama! Never mind. I don't know what my mama doing. I'll ask her later on after I get done live streaming. But yeah, it's crazy. There are a lot of crap that go on to the autism community, and bunch of it is caused by narcissistic people. Narcissistic and to ableist people, like, literally. Like, it might sound crazy, but it's actually true. Like, most people don't realize that. Oh, and real quick, might be thinking about saving my beard off again, or the trimming, and hopefully my mustache. Oh, buddy in the room right now, but it's just crazy, you know. Like, literally, and it does look like going rain outside. Oh, she watching Runaway, if I'm right. But the narcissistic stuff that happened to people like that, it is downright not right. Like, literally. There are different types of narcissistic behaviors. And I will say that there probably is a spectrum of them too, you know? Like, there probably is, and a lot of them are probably different from one another, like, in a way. Like, literally. But yeah. Oh, and I caught 3 trains yesterday on Friday the 13th. I forgot about to say that earlier. But that was kind of ironic, but I brought my total to even number zone for the week. But yeah, and it crazy thing. What are these crazy thing for people who don't know? But yeah, but I believe there connecting between the problems caused in the world and the stuff that go on in public, and I think it all caused by narcissistic people who are in control. Like very toxic narcissistic people. Like there are different types. There are, and everyone who is different from one to another. But yeah, I might think about going up to visit my sister one time later on down the line, probably for her birthday. If you guys don't know, my sister Mary lives up in Tennessee. But yeah, but it is crazy. Ooh, I definitely need my spine popped. But it is crazy in a way, you know? And for people who don't know, we got about we got 9 days up until the first day of fall. Yeah, fall coming up really soon. But it's pretty good, but in a way. But it's crazy on what's been going on. Like it's something that I don't think about that often, but it do happen. Like literally, it's a crazy thing. Like narcissistic behavior, it's something that you can actually get over and like conquer it, and not just narcissistic behavior can be caused by a ton of factor. We're not typically born with that gene, but it can come to us because of bad stuff, and also possibly, and I mean possibly, narcissistic parents too. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I needed to pop my jaw, but it's something I believe that do happen. Like I believe there's that connection, and it might sound crazy, but I know there's that connection out there, like crazy, crazy, and most people don't realize that. Oh, and I need to get a new charger for my phone. But people who are on autism spectrum, who are bisexual, gay, lesbian, deal with it the most. And I think it's because the people who are narcissistic are slowly starting to lose control. If you did think about it back over 20, 40, 50 years ago, narcissistic people used to control everything. Like, literally, and they used to put people in mental asylums. And that's starting to go down, and that's probably not around anymore. But there are mental hospital or mental institutions still. It probably will be down once we start working on being accepting and work on getting rid of ableism, people who are discriminate, who segregate our people, who work on getting rid of those people, we can actually have like a better future. But those people are main problem that cause people who are on the autism spectrum problem. Like literally, like we we still get segregated sometime. Like for people on the autism spectrum, getting a job is harder for us. And if we do something wrong, it will give them an excuse to either put it in a mental hospital or fire it or even put it in jail. Like literally, it actually does happen. For most people who don't know, it does happen to people on the autism spectrum in a way. But yeah, and it's very common. But they don't talk about it on the news. Like literally, it might be on the down low. Because if they talk about it a lot, let's just say they're going to be like, some right movements, which there technically are happening now, but you know, it's always getting bigger and bigger, and only a matter of time before they lose control and we get the foothold. So their demise is technically coming for stuff that they done horribly wrong to people like that and people on the autism spectrum, like literally, they done them horrible stuff to people on the spectrum, like downright distasteful and disgusting in a way. And it's something I actually mean. It does happen. I'm sorry about that. I needed to pop my fingers. But yeah, it's something we gotta work toward and make better. But it's crazy. Oh, what about trying to about? I need to pop my back a little bit more. But yeah, it my stepdad had work today, and he just got back home from work. But yeah, but it's crazy. But a lot of stuff have to change. Like I have connected to both communities, the autistic community and the autism community. But I'm thinking about going more toward the autistic community than the autism community. And the reason why is because of all the crap that they do to people like us. It's crazy, but yeah. Like, hmm. But stuff do happens. But everyone stop the bad stuff, except that would and should not happen. We gotta work on calling it out for what it is, and a lot of other stuff. But yeah, and what I said about Simple Brandon getting dethroned, being the most famous autistic, that actually a good thing. You guys already know that I used to support her, but I don't now. She wants my respect for stuff that she is supporting. You can't support somebody who supports horrible stuff and support something that is technically equivalent to abusive dog training. Like literally. Oh, and stuff, the new stuff that YouTube is doing, they need to quit and start putting into the community and start putting into the people out there. Because they're going to ruin YouTube and probably lose the platform if they don't stop their stuff. Like, I'll be honest, if they don't stop this shit that they're doing, they're going to lose everybody. YouTube is not dying, but at this rate, if they don't stop, it will be. Like, really. And let a narcissistic parent get their way like the STC. I'd say, the SCT need have gone too far, and there need to be regulation on stuff that they have done. Like, literally, I can't believe that the government let them get away with shit like that. I can't believe that. I ain't say it. If it was in the Obama era, oh, the SCT would have got screwed badly. Because they would have gone too far. And because then, net neutrality was in back then, but because they got rid of it, it screwed everybody over, even people on YouTube. So, yeah, we got screwed because of it. And the SCT, or the STC, remotely run by narcissistic, toxic parents. And I mean the toxic type. And I know that from a friend of mine who had a family member who worked for them who was toxic, like literally toxic. It might be run by, toxic narcissistic type people. Dogs.
Stop! Shit.
Runaway giving you problems?
Huh?
Runaway giving you problems? Sorry about that. Got that with dogs, but but the SEC is mostly run by narcissists. Simple like that. And they work with Autism Speaks. They typically work with, the Jordan Weinberg Center. If you guys know what happened there, I don't support them. Look, if you support that and Autism Speaks and crap that you done, there's no way I will support you. I'll mark you as narcissistic and a bad person because exactly that's what you are. And that Jane with them. Like, they even took down an autistic YouTuber back a few years ago. But that did not went for him because they actually had no evidence against him of doing anything inappropriate because they did really right. They took his channel down because of inappropriate stuff, but he was smart enough to save everything. He showed the evidence that he technically was not doing anything inappropriate.
What are you barking at?
Robert home. But yeah, buddy, calm down. But they literally narcissistic because he was in each one. He wanted them to do a countersuit. He countersued them and got them for freedom of speech. Buddy, 1 minute, guys. Be right back. It's drizzle outside. It's starting to rain. But yeah. And your friends ain't no reason why you were able to do a countersuit against him because when it happened, it was during when net neutrality was still around. So just think about it. It did some of that keep on down road, but a lot of people in the autistic group I'm in know what happened and they have picture and stuff what happened. But it was pretty messed up. But yeah, and it was crazy. But if they had done that now, they would have got away with it. They need to put the net neutral. They need to bring back net neutrality. They need to bring it back because it can happen a lot more now, and they can get away with it. Got their no net neutrality bill anymore. But eventually, if we do get a new president who knows up, he would actually put regulations on the STC, bring back net neutrality, but call China out for the horrible bad stuff that they done. And I mean it. But it's crazy. But yeah, it's crazy. But it effed up. Like literally, surprisingly, they were not even able to have a fight to get away with it. And we took them down. Like, I might do a video about it later on. Read it on Menor ice ring. But yeah. If you guys know, my parents are rednecks, but I'm not. But yeah.
I have no regrets for writing this. I'm fed up with this injunction to bow to civil/moderate discourse to not upset people. This whole middle ground belief has no room available with me. URL.
And Jane that you would talk about, I'm also the picture, but I'll have the Jane read out, particularly on my reader on my tablet.
Rand, the problem with centrist rhetoric. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Thank you, Sherlock, for your brilliant presentation today on how to be a great market manager. Man teacher, here's your medal. Sports medal. Okay, let's cut it out with this bullshit. I swear that if someone comes to spout such a thing on my page, it clearly means two things. One, that you don't know a thing about my advocacy content, so you feel forced to write it as if I wasn't aware of the message behind your BS quote. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Thumbs up sign, mail sign. Two, that you clearly don't know that advocacy isn't about selling a product to a client. This is why to pursue compromises is essential in the word of economics as a mean and philosophy aimed at finding a middle ground with the purpose of general satisfaction of clients. However, activists are not fucking clients. Advocacy isn't about setting a fair deal between one side and another one, especially if there is one side highly favored by a wide set of prerogatives allowing them to be systematically above marginalized people. Civil rights aren't about agreeing on a common grounds with people wanting to be treated with dignity and jerks who bully them. This is why centrism has no place over here. It is the worst way to advocate for civil rights. You don't win something by bowing to people's expectations, preoccupied to settle compromises to not offend and bother a majority group, to the point of losing the track of your initial aim and the ideas you once defended, but decided to sell them up for less than half a bread because it might offend neurotypicals.
That's true. Like, you guys don't know, back first time I started live streaming, I had a neurotypical who said I'm not autistic, called me sick, all of that, literally. And you gotta know I called them out on it and showed their name and stuff on the live stream in the next one. But yeah, like literally, there are people out there who would, and I called them out for it. And what they're doing to us, It disgusted. Like it happened to me too. Like it's something I dealt with before.
If you are someone like this, then not only I don't think you are made for activism, since you misunderstands it with marketing, but I also strongly suggest that you look far away off my page. Here, with Crimson Owl, I don't care about attracting most flies with honey. We provide here flowers cherry blossom rose sunflower blossom reset. It's up for the bee's honeybee to come up and dig into the pollen to make honey pot out of it. On other terms that's come, I provide my content. It's up to them to dig it up to strengthen their knowledge and contribute at making a change. However, if you are not willing to do it and insist on my honey quality that does not match your taste because I am to vinegar to you, then let me remind you that nobody asked you to be here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't force you to be here since to me you are a nuisance for the very purpose of civil rights. No time to waste with you. I owe you nothing. Activists owe you nothing at all. Not happy with what is provided and how it is provided. Not my problem. I manage things way better with a whole group of 20 NT parents who listen to what autistics have to say and help me than I do with a whole bunch of 1,000 parent flakes trademark complain all the time how I should attract more flies with honey than I do with vinegar. Sword and Surrey, red instead, Crimson Owl, autistic liberation.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Like literally, it's something that we happen in our community. Like they literally go after it and do some horrible crap to it. Like literally, and I don't know how they can get away with it. Like it's awful, awful in a way. Oh boy, you're in.
Fuck Louis Brittle, look at this bullshit disappointed face.
Oh yeah, it's something that actually something that I have not brought on yet, but dang it, it's not in English. Sorry about that, guys. But eh, gonna have to wait some other time. Now, sit with yesterday one, which I from yesterday.
I'm tired of people attempting to diminish the harmful impact of one thing over another by simply calling to everybody's right to have an opinion. This isn't having an opinion. The reductionism here is ridiculous. Dare to call the abusive outcomes of ABA torture an opinion someone is holding. Go call the fact that some autistics ambassadors are spreading an unhelpful and harmful message about autism by only caring a selling for a capitalistic productivity and selected model of a so-called acceptance and inclusion. Is it also an opinion to denounce the representation issues when most of the autism dialogue is led by non-autistics, many of whom don't know a damn about autism and keep on with spreading fake ideas? All these aren't opinions, these are observable facts that can be documented, shared widely, and backed up with lots of material texts, articles, studies, debates, etc. You just call it an opinion to subjectivize it and reduce the matter to a single individual to make it something, not of a big deal in general, only because your dishonesty leads you to look away at evidences that makes you inconvertible, because they do not satisfy your insight.
Actually, that is true. Actually, did like that one thing that I was talking about with that girl who is autistic and also dudes up with ABA therapy. It's just sad. I gotta find that one in English, like I have to. We want to be English part, but you know. No, I'll save it for a YouTube development time, but yeah, but this is a long article, and I'll save it for next week. Live stream. And I also received one too, but there's a lot of crap. But I can't believe Jim Burton took the number one spot. Like it's crazy. Yeah. It's drizzling outside a little bit, but yeah. And it will be raining a lot this week. Oh, sorry, how I'm raining. My spine hurt a little bit, but yeah. But it's crazy on what go on. Like there was some crazy crap. Oh, just what happened on September 11th, 9/11. Of course. And yeah, that was 3 days ago, September 11th. For people who don't know who were not born at that time, 18 years ago, on September 11th, 2001, U.S. was attacked. For people who don't know this, but it was horrible. I was only three at the time. New York, Washington D.C. got hit, and New York got hit by two hijacked plane that crashed into the World Trade Center, the both tower, and the Pentagon got hit. The White House was supposed to get hit by a fourth plane, but people on that plane shot back and took that plane down.
I had yesterday a great opportunity to be messaged on my page by a native Georgian psychology, PhD graduated woman living in southern France where she received an autism training including something I feared the most and which is indicative of the future of autism in France, an ABA training. You all know where I stand and for what I advocate on that matter, for the criminalization of ABA pure and simple. No regrets on that.
Mm-hmm.
This person knew it too and also about the problem it may represent for her when she'll travel back to Georgia for starting her career as a therapist. From what she said, it is obvious that during such training there is an absolute lack of acknowledgement of its abusive past and present philosophy. Lavo's name gets erased but also Pavlov. The only name they focus on is Skinner. Again, a lot of cherry picking cherries and lies by omission to cover up a tarnished side. You all guess that such training sessions are mainly written by a complete lack of empathy for autistics and a total absence of autistics' contribution in such discussions, obviously. Even more concerning is the confirmation by this person that ABA gets conflated into a therapy triad, which our PEGs teach and ABA. It undermines here the fact that all three are comparable, thus allowing BCBAS to combine PEGs elements into behaviorist protocols.
Mm-hmm.
I already have observed the popularity of such triad, as if it was seen by general opinion as something valuable to be a replacement for psychoanalysis theories. It is not. It was also confirmed during this phone exchange that others do like constantly to promote and sell their product, by describing it as a cognitive behavior therapy, which is dead wrong, or appealing to authority by saying it is a social science when in fact, it overlooks basic aspects of social patterns. In other terms, we have a bunch of psychology and 00 BS who fail at being coherent and say the darnest contradiction for the only sack of selling ABBA better. I ended up the discussion insisting on the fact that if ABBA gets required in her career path, it should be a dead no. Nobody should ever envision to do it even if it's a matter of earning money despite your social and economical struggles. We'll look for another phone calls in the future if something is changing. I'm glad for being called by a person willing to listen and learn.
Exactly. It's stuff that I've been talking about and aiming for because one, for people who don't know, a lot of this stuff, ABA therapy, it's technically abusive dog training. And it's technically bad for the mind. Like there are a lot of negative stuff that ABA therapy do to people on the autism spectrum. And it did disgusting, and it's not right. Like, literally, like, it's crazy. Like, it's something that happens a lot. And surprisingly, people who do that to people like that, they get away with it. It's still horrible, and I mean horrible and awful. Like, literally, how could they do that to people like that and get away with it? It did awful in a way, but yeah, it's something I eventually hope they will realize and to, back off and to realize. But it did sad and disappointed that they do stuff like this. But it, it's stuff that do happen. Like, just think about it. A lot of this shit do happen to people like us. And it's something that I just don't think it right. But yeah, okay. Now let's get to stuff that my fiance Vel with. For people who don't know, she also on the autism spectrum too. But yeah, let's get to some of my fiance posts.
The life that we show in social media has turned into posting photos and showing something that sometimes does not exist or correspond to reality. I decided to follow the suggestion of a friend whose life has changed dramatically and participate in an experiment called a gathering of friends. The idea is to see who reads posts without a photo. If nobody reads this message, it will be a brief social experiment, but if you read it, I want you to post a comment with one word about me, such as a place that reminds you of me, an object, a moment, then copy this text to your wall and I'll leave a word that makes me think of you. Please do not comment if you do not have time to copy the text on your wall. I understand we are all busy, but it would spoil the experiment.
And I'm actually thinking about doing the experiment myself. But yeah, but what?
Tuesday thoughts. Electric light bulb staying
Did
motivated.
over a year
What
ago.
happened in my past school days, rejections, judgments, misunderstandings, and left outs. It really motivated me to be vocal on everything like teaching students such deep and valuable lessons. Plus my autism advocacy. Electric light bulb emotional reaction in the retreat orientation. It was yesterday that a disciplinary officer and the head of the campus ministry, who happens to be a nun, who really give me this encouragement and such words of compliment for my leadership in school with much surprise. Due to many students going to her, I decided to cut the story short because I have to return to the rehearsal. However, Sister got my idea after I shared practicing generosity of connecting with other students after she said pray for your classmates, but I also decided to go beyond that line. Retreat wasn't really a gathering or family affair. Yeah, this was more of connecting with God. Electric light bulb bottled up anger. I was also used to keep my anger to myself way back 2010 to 2012. I wasn't given the chance to fight back nor cry back. However, after years of realization after Sister said being honest to ourselves will make us better, and ever made us feel more free of burdens in our emotions. I started to feel free after sharing my emotions on how I feel in such various daily living situations. Electric light bulb aftermath. I am happy to say this. Blessed are those who listens. Blessed are those mouths are closed. I don't need to cry. I have to fight for this.
Did over a year ago that she posted it, but the thing is that it's something that the autistics, I'll be honest, go through. Like literally, and it wanted the symptom of what a therapy causes to us. Like literally, it kind of it kind of fucked up. I'll be honest. But luckily, she made it through and know what it is and how wrong it is. And for our people who are on autism spectrum, we know what it is. I but for our people who know what it is, yes, it's crazy.
Those who literally ask me if I'm a graduate. I'm not a graduate and I have only one more term in my associate degree slash certificate program in music. However, this school year, 2019 to 20, I'm on my leave of absence, in which it should be and originally my last term for the completion. On the contrary, I will miss this annual school year and hopes to complete it and finally go on for a bachelor's program in another course. Frequently skip questions.
And from my fiance Val right there, she taking out her out of school, but yeah. Oh boy. It's been a long time since I heard that one. Back in 2017. Let me check real quick. Did it back in January 2017 that she reposted, but it did a good one. But yeah,
The moment that parents made something for you for the right future and right direction. Did my chat with David and greeted his mom. Smiling face with heart-shaped eyes, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes. I was asked by an audience member this relationship-related question. Why a PWD cannot fall in love with a fellow PWD. Being in love with a fellow PWD was such a joy for them parents, while it is not for variable reasons like important commitments, school or being a minor age, group, or proper timing. I was blessed to have many suitors, online and in real life. However, suitors come and go. Some are just for fun and didn't make it serious, but some are for friendship, like casual friendship. At least it's a friendship I obtained from those suitors with a respectful advice, in which I learned it as an adult. It is natural to have suitors because you will learn their backgrounds and walks of life. However, I have to tell them the truth that I have someone who entered my life, but of course, we'll continue to communicate while we still can, if that's the case. Hoping those suitors will become my supporting friends of just a handful of committed ones. My mom and dad rooted/voted for him and advised me to love that person or enter him in my life. Then my bestie came to me and asked him if this guy was the right one. My mom saw his drawings of me and she insisted me to love this guy for being too sweet to me. However, I was so hesitant at first because I felt he's obsessed, but long after when I come to such many days of realization since our friendship in Facebook since last year after the 7th Autism Festival where he met me in a dating site, Spectrum Singles for All Autistic Individuals, I was about to think that I should really pursue this guy. Without doubts at all, from giving me such praises,
yeah, me and her we met on the dating website. I felt hot. But it's been over 2 years now, and me and her we are engaged now. But yeah, and people who run dating website at the Inc event. Now I don't know what's going on with the website right now because I hear that they're having trouble issues with probably because somebody hacked it. I don't know what's going on, but something going on lately.
From giving me such praises, motivational comments, likes and loves, reminding me of when will I post my vlog for autism, and me. Then every video I posted, he cheered for me for my effort in which I never feel from other people besides my closest friends and him. I never ever met him in person, but my parents will be more willing to visit him and his family or, at least my siblings, if that's the case. While being with my bestie, I was in this 50-50 thing if he did something wrong. This bestie sensed his actions that he's jealous because he wants the treatment as what I did to my closest friends. I was also bringing up this to Dave himself about this actions that he told me I was his friend. Then I replied not a valid reason, but he knows he did something wrong and that's adding too much friends that you didn't know. Personally, yes, I also added friends for me to meet in person, as long as we are properly connected well. And good communication. Not long after, he told me that he wasn't jealous at all, and I frankly advised him that he must not be too trusty, like Little Red Riding Hood kind of move where he apologized too. But now I respect him even if he already made a mistake, in which I was both shocked and slightly upset, but I apologized to him shortly after my freak out feelings. On the brighter side, I was in the verge of advice to him that he must wait to meet me in person if he wants to be with me, and he agrees. At least I was so honest enough and not bringing it behind his back and publicly. Where my bestie also tells me that being with this guy can lead to good life and brighter future, where he felt that Dave treated me like a princess, even if I never felt that I love him, but I want to try as much as I could, where he mentioned love is try and error kind of. The promise of change. I cannot enter a relationship because it's for a show or for impression. I want to enter a relationship where both of us are ready and passionate enough to do so. We want a life-changing relationship too. Following a relational rejections, social and love we experienced in our respective times. And most of all, I don't want to promise things that I can't keep. For us, it's not just about sweetness, it's more of authenticity and faithfulness to each other, where we can experience troubles and struggles. It's no fairy tale, but this will be a life-changing experience for both of us for all aspects. Prove those haters wrong. I may be talented, but I am more talented in love. Open letter. David, this is finally a right time and the big beginning of our friendship. I was so shy chatting with you and was so hesitant to answer your voice calls, but I wasn't hesitate to love you like a brother. We got something in common too. We are both autistic. We're both being bullied. We are also vloggers. We are also optimistic and aspire to be great leaders for autism community as well. We might as well have a deep relationships to come. That bullied moment led us to the right reward, and you know what reward is? It's love and caring that we both of us merely deserved. We must wait for the right time to enter a serious relationship by engaging our parents to meet with each other as well. However, it was God who sent you to me to be your rightful friend and more than a friend. It is not just my heart but my mind who envisioned this. Like what I said, sincerity, honesty, and understanding is our rule for our BFF goal. I don't need much silver or gold, but you. You are always in my heart even if we are far from each other. Let's meet in person if time permits in the right time. I am happy to have you as my friend whom I've met in an online dating site for autism individuals spectrum singles. To my mommy and daddy, I'll try to love him and embrace him even if I didn't love him yet. 3. Sparks coming together. Autism love.
That was a post from 2 years ago. What are we 2 years ago? And bring it up real quick. I'm starting to feel hot and a little nausea in my eye. It started to hurt. For those people who don't know, when my eye started hurting and when I start feeling hot, that means it's time that I might be starting to get sick some. So yeah, it's crazy. Wait. Cool myself down. There we go. But yeah, it's crazy. Okay. We're on to the second to last part.
Dealing with stresses and pressures in my life, encouragement is in need. In order to have that, feel free and would probably oblige to support me by sharing this blessing. Also, I'm looking forward to meet my fellow participants this coming September 21st for the much prepared and awaited Miss Possibilities 2019. All I can say now is make the best of it while the opportunity is here. Being part of this for the second time is a blessing, and I'm looking forward for more opportunities that comes my way. This time, wise preparations are at hand. Urgent #autism #self-advocate.
For those people who don't know, my fiance Val, it'll be the second time she done it. She done it one time before, and I want her to wear my necklace the day that she does it. You know, that's what I'm hoping that she does. The necklace that I sent to her for Christmas back in 2017. But yeah, let's get to it.
Our next participant is Valbaria. Sparkles. Hyperactive, proactive, but also secluded are some of the words that would describe this young lady. Gifted with a good singing voice, she has wowed audiences not only here, but in the international stage as well. She clearly set the bar high for her siblings to follow when it comes to singing. She has also attended several conventions local and abroad which gave her the opportunity to showcase her talents and made a name for herself. Though very independent in her ways, her family hopes that she learns how to be cautious, especially when she is on her own. Sparkles. Get to know Val better on September 21st, 3 p.m. at Function Room 5 SMX Convention Center, Manila, Sun Mall of Asia. Sparkles. Miss Possibilities 2019 is brought to you by Miss Possibilities Foundation, Inc., in partnership with Some Cares and SMX. Keep knows no boundaries Miss Possibilities number Miss Possibilities 2019 changing face off D SMCares SMX Convention Center supporting communities SMX Convention Center Manila.
That right. My fiance Belle is doing a beauty pageant on the 21st. With next week, by the way, it in 7 days from now on. Hey, let me check. Go to calendar. It on a Saturday, but yeah, crazy. But whew, but I am feeling tired. And I hurting. But yeah, now I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I really do. And I hope you guys find the video motivated. And I hope you guys keep on doing great work too. I really do. And I hope you guys look forward to the future. And I hope you guys keep on doing your best and working hard. To have David Mitchell, and I'll talk to you later. Signing out. Bye, guys.